You're hitting the gym, but are you eating right to see results? The number one question is always about protein. That 30-minute anabolic window you stress about. What if I told you it's almost entirely a myth? The truth is, your total protein intake over the entire day matters far more than that tiny window. And how you spread it out can be the difference between slow gains and truly optimal growth. In the next few minutes, we'll give you the exact numbers, bust more myths, and build a simple, effective protein plan. First, a huge misconception. The government's RDA for protein, 0.8 grams per kilogram, is just the minimum to prevent deficiency. For active people aiming to build muscle, science points to a much higher number, 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. But this protein is for repair. It only works if you supply the most vital ingredient, hard resistance training. Now, hitting that daily number isn't about one giant meal. Spacing out your intake is significantly more effective for muscle growth. The sweet spot. Aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, spaced out every 3 to 4 hours for a constant supply. This is why skipping a protein-rich breakfast is a big mistake. You're starving muscles of building blocks they need after fasting all night. So we have the how much and when. But why do these numbers work? It comes down to a specific trigger inside your cells. It isn't just about protein quantity, but a specific amino acid, leucine. It acts like a key, turning on the master switch for muscle building, a pathway called mTOR. That 20 to 30 gram dose per meal isn't random. It's the amount typically needed to supply enough leucine to properly activate that mTOR switch. This is why high-quality proteins from meat, dairy, and eggs are so efficient. They are packed with a complete amino acid profile and are rich in leucine. This same idea applies before a workout. Having amino acids available can stop your body from breaking down existing muscle for fuel. This naturally leads to a big question. Does this mean you can't build muscle effectively with plant-based proteins? The answer is a definitive no. You absolutely can. Studies show a well-planned vegan diet is just as effective for muscle gain. The method is combining sources like rice and beans to get a complete amino acid profile, or focusing on high-quality plants like soy and mycoprotein. So what does 1.8 grams per kilogram look like? For an 80-kilo person, that's 144 g of protein daily. That's achievable. This high intake is even more valuable when you're in a calorie deficit. The protein helps preserve your muscle, so you lose fat, not strength. Imagine 4 meals, each with around 35 grams of protein. Breakfast, lunch, a post-workout meal, and dinner. It's a simple, sustainable rhythm, but the rules aren't identical for everyone. As we get older, our bodies change and experience something called anabolic resistance. This means older muscles are less responsive to protein. The same 20-gram dose that works for a 25-year-old may not be enough for a 65-year-old. So, if you're over 50, you should aim for higher protein amounts at each meal, often 30 to 40 grams, to maximize the growth signal. On the other end, is there a limit? Yes. Going significantly above 2.2 g-cal offers no additional muscle-building benefits. And a quick warning on protein type. Collagen powder is popular for joints, but terrible for building muscle. It lacks the correct amino acids. Okay, we've covered a lot of science. Now let's connect all of this into one powerful, unified idea. We established the anabolic window as a myth, and that leucine flips the mTOR growth switch. The real strategy isn't one big spike post-workout. Think of keeping a fire going. One huge log burns out fast. Several smaller logs, added every few hours, keep the fire burning strong all day. The ultimate strategy is this. Calculate your total daily need, 1.6 to 2 kg. Then divide it into 4 center 5 meals with at least 20 to 30 grams of protein each. Let's recap. 1. Aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight daily. 2. Forget the anabolic window and spread your intake evenly. 3. Focus on high-quality, leucine-rich sources from either animal or plant foods. Adjust upwards if you're older or in a calorie deficit. And never forget that protein is the brick, but your workout is the brick layer. Without consistent training, all the protein in the world won't build muscle. Apply these principles consistently, and you will see the results you're working for. Now go calculate your numbers and plan your next meal.